Okay, so in my video talking about the soul aspect of skincare rituals, I talked about meditative experiences with connecting with your skin. The way I see Gua Sha is as a meditative experience of connecting with your skin. And you can use many tools for that. It does not have to be just Gua Sha, but Gua Sha itself has a very ritualistic history in skincare, and I love honoring that. So let's get started. I am now putting a little bit of self-love oil into my hands. This is a creation that TJ from Half-Ass Witch, she made this for me. So we are going to rub this in my hands. Now, Gua Sha you can do at any time of the day. I really love to do it at night. And why is because I think that really throughout the day you sort of get more worked up. And it's really relaxing. So especially when I do this in a facial, a lot of times people fall asleep. So that's why I say at nighttime, but you can even do a practice that's a little bit more energizing and do it in the morning. And I really recommend doing it with clean hands and clean skin. So there's no particular place that it needs to be in your routine, but you do want to make sure that you have cleansed skin so that you're not just sort of pressing in all the dirt into your face. So usually in a facial, I do this after cleansing and after exfoliating, and right before serums and moisturizing, because you're gonna wipe off this oil after and you don't want to waste any of that serum or moisturizer. With Gua Sha, you always want to be opening up the lymph drainage here. You want to open up the blood flow all in your throat here. And this right here, this collarbone, is marking your décolleté. So your décolleté, whenever you hear that in skincare, is from these collarbones all the way up to here. And how you're gonna do that, you're gonna do front and back, and you're going to take the Gua Sha tool. I'm taking this little part. You're going to center in there, go up and down. And I'm gliding with intentional pressure, not hard pressure, but not too soft. I can feel it for sure. And it feels like something's opening up. I actually have a lymph right now that's a little swollen, so. Then you want to brace your skin. So we're always telling our skin what's happening, and we're communicating that either verbally or with touch. So I always just sort of pick somewhere that feels more natural. This is sort of more based on the shape of my face. I'm going from the chin here, I'm bracing, and then I'm taking still this round part and pushing all the way to the jaw. How this should be angled, right? Now you just saw me on my neck do the sort of like, what would that be, 45? Is almost flat. So it's about a 35-degree angle. Just keeping it close to the skin, good pressure. Then swipes all the way on the other side. You want to match both sides. So if I do 5 on this side, I need to do 5 on this side. Everybody gets even care. Then you want to go in from this space out 5 times. And what I'm doing here is I'm breaking up the toxin. So if I'm gonna drag all of this fluid to this part of my face, I wanna make sure it's not just gonna get stagnant here. And stagnant meaning it's just gonna kind of collect there and stay. I wanna break it up, really simple, kind of guide it back down to, there's some major dumping sites right in here. The way your lymph flows is up through here. There's points to here. then points to here. And you've got points going to here, draining out here and here. I just did this part. I did kind of the cheeks. For under eye, I like to use a smaller part. A lot of gua sha looks varied, but you'll just take whatever feels more comfortable. And what I do is sort of just navigate it in waves. So I'm going like this and pressing from here out to the temples. So I'm not getting all up in here because that can be a little tight sometimes, and the proper way to drain it is going to be more under that lid. So all of this right here. And you'll do 5 to 10 each side. For tutorial purposes, we're not doing it exactly all the gua sha, but then you can always drain out. We get a lot of tension here in the mouth. So I like to take that piece and also drain here to the little draining sides. And same thing on this side. And notice there I just changed it, no big deal, whatever feels more comfortable. And I'm starting to feel it kind of bunch up at the sides, so I'm making sure I'm breaking it out. Just do it all confidently. And then I like to, for the top of the lids, do it in between that little area, that little V heart. And then go up to the forehead. So I'm using this curved again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like I said, 5 to 10 swipes everywhere. And then getting the whole entire face, and you want to go as even as possible.
Okay, so we've kind of showed you navigating on the entire face. Like I've said, it's going to be different with your face shape. So everybody's face shape's a little different. We've got people with a little more raised cheeks or lower chin or a smaller forehead, and you want to really get a gua sha tool that matches your face. So if you've got a really small face, you don't need one of those giant, if you've seen like the black ones with the comb, nothing wrong with them. I'm just saying it's going to be a little overwhelming, especially for a beginner. If you have sort of a medium face, like I'd say my face is pretty average, I kind of go through sometimes using smaller just because I like small things, and then using, this is more of a medium size gua sha tool. A really good practice to be in as well is warming up your skin before you get into the gua sha. So I like to, same thing as how I was rubbing that tool up my neck, I like to sort of massage right above the collarbones, move up the neck, opening, making circular movements. And I'm just pressing very gently once I get to a good point in the skin, lightening up the touch. Going from the chin out to the sides. In from the nose, out to the sides. Eyes, I like to use these little light fingers. Make little points underneath the eyes. Make a point here. This is a good little tension release spot. Massage the brows and massage the forehead. The forehead and the jaw can take the most pressure, and if you wanted some more massage tips, you can always tune in to one of my videos on Patreon here, and it's also just on YouTube available to the public that I did with Crystal Brandt. So to go over it, you're going to do 5 to 10 passes on each area that you're opening up. You're going to follow the direction of the lymph, which you can do endless research on. You're going to focus on energy being released. So you are physically moving around toxins, but the meditative process is also you're opening up energy centers. There's going to be a lot that comes up emotionally as well, and you want to be taking deep breaths. Any form of massage, you're going to be wanting to take deep breaths, and since you're using a tool, it is more aggressive typically than you could get with your own hands. I also like to set a specific intention at the beginning, as always, and to close with how I feel after the practice, and just sit with that emotion. I hope that you learned some new things about Gua Sha today, and if you're interested in purchasing a kit from me, I still have about 6 left with the little Gua Sha tool. They all look unique, so we can talk about that, this one. And then the self-love oil. The self-love oil is primarily avocado oil, but it's also got some other really beautiful magical ingredients like rose and plum. So just reach out to me and I'll send you the full ingredient list and we'll chat about that. And I can also do one-on-one lessons. Thank you so much, and looking forward to teaching you more.